and welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. You know, the internet has really changed all of our lives, and it's changed all of our focuses on work and stuff. With me is Jennifer Wiggins, and she is with Clear SEM Solutions.
Mhm.
What is Clear SEM Solutions?
So, Clear SEM Solutions is a digital marketing and web development agency.
Okay.
The SEM stands for Search Engine Marketing.
Okay. So that's a niche that 90% of the marketing companies don't even focus on. Okay. Um, and a great example is like WRP. We've been in marketing forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll do your video. We're a certified YouTube partner.
Mm-hmm.
So we manage tons of YouTube subscribers. We'll help you with that. But that SEM, and it's just not that's a full focus on its own.
Right.
Why'd you get into it?
How much time do we have? So, my husband actually started the company as a hobby, maybe like 2006, early 2007. And then we actually became a company at the end of 2007 when I realized what was this whole marketing world. Back then there wasn't really social media. There was Google Ads, but it was mainly building a website and then getting number one on Google.
Right.
And the SEO, SEM phrases was kind of new back then. But I was like, you know what? We're going to name our company that because I see the future, and I think that's where marketing is going to head, to search engines.
You know, it's interesting because back in 1997, 98, I was selling cell phones, and got to go on the air and talk about cell phone safety with AAA
Mm-hmm.
on the radio. And when I was done, I was with my friend Bobby, who worked at the cell phone company with me. And when we were done, we looked at each other and said, "We got to do this." We bought an hour time right then. 3 weeks later, we bought another hour. 3 months later, we quit our $70,000 a year jobs and did it full time.
Wow.
And we saw a future
Mm-hmm.
in talking on radio. Well, we had, and now this is where everybody gets mad at me, we had the same 88 unemployed alcoholics that listened to AM in the morning. And we had 12 Yahoo chat rooms open that held 50 people each. So it's 600 here, 88 here. Like everybody, there's something to this. And all of a sudden we started internet radio. And we were the first. And we were the first internet TV station. You know, when you have that vision, okay, and you're that entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a little on the crazy side to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
But a whole new world was opening up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you see the future and you decide to commit and open a company.
Yeah.
Did it take you long to learn like the little nuances that come with doing SEO and SEM?
So my background, I was a finance manager. My background is in business and finance.
Right.
And that was what I was doing at the time. And then my husband, who's the supercomputer nerd,
Ah,
he was already, dabbling and doing it as a hobby. And he was doing affiliate marketing at the time. And so here I am checking our bank account, like wondering, where are these random amounts of money coming in to our account? What are you doing? And that's kind of what started it. And he kind of explained it. And then we started helping a couple of friends that were business owners doing it. And I saw like a opportunity that this could be a business. And if business are willing to pay for this type of service back in 2007, when we were really going into a recession,
right.
that there's something here. So
And this is a major piece
yeah.
to internet marketing.
So he taught me over the next couple of years everything that I needed to know to be able to run the company, because he's not the social person like I
Okay.
am. He's that
He's the
computer.
introvert.
Yeah, and I'm totally opposite. So it was a great team. And so I did end up quitting my job as a finance manager. This was actually all in North Carolina. We're from North Carolina.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we wanted to move to Florida, so we moved down here in 2011 and just really put roots here in Port St. Lucie and grew the company.
Okay. So basically, in 2007, you're starting this company.
Hmm.
Have you seen a lot of changes since you started?
So the internet changes daily.
Minutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, by the minute. But when we first started, we were mainly just building websites and doing SEO, or getting them on the top of Google. And then over the years, Google Ads became something that we could add on. And then here comes the whole world of social media. And so social media, and then social media ads and email marketing, and then it just everything started to move digital. And so it was having to learn new things and new ways of reaching your audience. And kind of what we were watching was the shift of, we were still doing a lot of that paper or one-on-one personal mailing
Uh-huh.
marketing,
Right.
to now it started to move more and more online. And unfortunately, if you look at the phone book, or if you look at newspapers, it's all shrinking, or
Going away.
almost gone completely, because the world's gone digital. So it changes so much. And then just social media in itself changes so much.
You think it's gonna, I don't know, for lack of a better word, like level off, and some will go away and others will get stronger
In digital marketing,
in social media platforms? There are so many.
there's there's always new platforms coming up and coming out, but as long as a marketing agency understands the foundation of marketing, which is all psychology of the user,
Mm-hmm.
then it really doesn't matter what platform you're using. What we do is, when we get a client, we look at all the different platforms. There's a different means of where their customer is, and then we kind of pick and choose which platform they need to be advertising on, because not every company needs to be on every platform.
And I so understand that because when they come here and they do video,
Hmm.
I tell them, well, you don't need to do this. You're a local company, so we don't need to do your YouTube where it's reaching globally, because it's not needed.
Right.
You need to more laser focus. You
Hmm.
don't need to spend the kind of money that a Chevy would spend or a Dollywood would spend,
Right.
okay? Because you're a local bagel shop,
Hmm.
okay? I get that, and I also got very, very early in this industry, for me, your website is a storefront,
Hmm.
and there are millions of them. The whole idea is to get someone to see your sign,
Right.
and that is where SEO and SEM come in.
Right.
Does it take a long time to get someone to a position where they're number one on Google, or
So yes and no. You can run Google Ads and you're up there, immediately, with after your ads are running and Google's approved. So that can be, short term. For your ranking for a search engine, yes. If you're just bought a domain name and you just built your website, Google doesn't know who you are. It hasn't been on your website, very often, and crawled it, and it doesn't really know what your website's offering or talking about to be able to show up in a search result for a user. So that takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to move you up the ranks. If you're established, you've had a domain name for a long time, and you have had your website and your website's optimized, and Google kind of knows what you're offering and what your website's talking about, then you could move a lot faster.
who's your clientele?
Our main clientele is service-based industries, so your air condition, your plumber, pest control, pretty much everybody that comes to your home and services
Mm-hmm.
at some point in some way. Those are really good, because that's what the advertising dollars for Google and social media works very well for. We can also help product-based businesses, because now a lot of the platforms are really product friendly. Like on Instagram, you can now link your product store to
Oh,
a
okay.
picture on Instagram, click on that, and directly purchase it. So they're getting much better, so we can do those too.
Okay, so now people hear about TikTok. Have any value?
We don't do a whole lot of TikTok.
Because it's really a game.
Yeah, we leave that for fun and play, and don't really put a whole lot of advertising dollars or anything to it.
Okay, so a company comes to you and says, "Hey, I want you to help me." What should the company bring with them when you meet them? What should the company have available when you meet them?
So it's interesting. We are we dig very, very deep, and I'll ask a lot of questions to the client. So let's say you were a doctor and a chiropractor, and you come to me and you want to hire us. I'm going to ask you what your client value is, what your initial client value is. We're going to determine ROI. We're going to determine the value of a lead. We're going to look at the platforms you need to be on, and we're going to look at the dollar value that we need to be spending on those platforms to get a lead to convert. So you're going to need to know all that stuff.
Okay.
A
And you
lot
need to
of-
know your domain name would be nice. That would be a good starting point, is your domain name.
Yeah.
So you also build websites?
Yes, we've built almost over 400 websites.
Okay. So my question is, because many, many moons ago I used to build simple websites.
Hmm.
And it was not fun. Okay. I thought, because I'm in the creative,
Hmm.
and the bagel lady's not in the creative. So I'm going to build it, because you can only build with a little bit that you know.
Hmm.
So I'm going to build it from there, and then she's going to want to say, hey, I need to change this, I need to change that, and then it becomes a nightmare. I like red, I don't want blue. It just got to be too much for the
Yeah.
amount of money that I was generating. And back then, if you had a website, you were it. You weren't going anywhere. You were going to be in business forever. It
Yeah.
is the end all be all. Today, everybody has a website.
Yeah. So you're right. That as something that has changed a lot is websites. It used to take months for us to build a website back in the day because you're coding it.
Right.
And now, we can turn out a website. If we have everything that we need from the client laid out, then we can build a website in a week to 2 weeks
Wow.
or less.
That's
So
unbelievable.
it's changed so much. We're usually rotating 6, 7 websites at a time through. So it's changed a lot, but it's a lot different now than back.
Yeah, I can imagine. What's interesting is I tell people all the time, deal with a professional. Can I do my own SEO, my own SEO? Yes.
Hmm.
But the time that it would take me to reach the point that you can reach has a value.
Mhm.
And that's why you use a professional. How do people find you? You have a website?
Of course. It is Clear SEM Solutions.com.
Okay, you have a phone number where people can reach you?
Yeah. It is 772-224-3734.
Guys, like I say, always use a professional, and don't go online to find a professional to work with that might be in Pakistan or California or Canada. Find somebody that you can get face to face with,
Yes.
okay, so that if there's an issue, you know who you're talking to, you know that they know you, they've probably stopped by your business, okay, and just have that connection. That's so important. Jennifer, I want to thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Clear SEM Solutions.
Yeah. Say
Everybody-
that 3 times.
Everybody have a great day, and we'll be right back.